Let's check the book of Matthew. Matthew, um, Matthew chapter 3, verse 9. And think ye not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. Now, the hope for stones is that God can raise up stones. When the children refuses to, when the children refuse to, stand up to their responsibilities, God then can make use of the stones. The stones in this context are those people that the world have looked down upon. Go and ask most of the mighty men we see doing well for Christ today. They were stones. They were people that others have looked down upon. But suddenly, because the children are not making themselves available, God uses the stone. Every child of God must know that God has a replacement. The moment you, as a child of God, you are not aligned, you are not aligning yourself to God, you are not making yourself available for the things of the kingdom. God has replacement, and those replacements are the stones. So you will suddenly see that prostitute change gradually. Suddenly you suddenly see the prostitute changed and begins to do something significant for the kingdom. I've seen people change. I've seen God changing people so drastically that even they themselves cannot explain the change. So every child of God must take the things of God seriously. God can use stones. If you are asked to do something for God and you are not taking it serious, I think it is time to begin to take spiritual things seriously because God can use stones. I pray that God will not leave you and use stones in place of you in the name of Jesus. You may be following God now and you have a friend that is deep in sin. That your friend is an example of a stone. If you begin to disobey God and you don't align yourself with God, it's important for you to note that there are certain kingdom emergencies that requires an urgent attention. And when God comes to you and you don't give him attention, he uses the stone. So that's why some of us we discover that our friends, you know, those friends we see as bad people, suddenly they got converted and now they are on fire for God. Even their fire, you yourself know that there's something on them that you don't carry. The reason is because God has raised stones. Those are the stones the Bible is talking about here. When the children refuses to take up their responsibility as sons, God can choose to use stones. So the message from the stone is a message of replacement. God have replacement. So if you choose to leave God, God is not disadvantaged because God can raise up stones. And the hope for stones is that God can still use them. A stone that cannot be used by God is useless. So the hope for a stone is that God can still use them to execute his plan and achieve his purpose. I pray that the Lord will help us, and I pray that our position will not be taken by another in the name of Jesus. You will not be replaced. The Lord will give you grace to stand up to your responsibility in the kingdom in Jesus' name.